So it is Easter weekend and I'm going to be doing a little bit of a vlog about what we're doing and also just talking about pregnancy and how it's gone so far. I am currently 35 weeks and I'm feeling really, really tired. So I wanted to just talk about all of the things that I'm going through right now, but also what we're doing. And like this whole nesting thing is just like completely mad and out of control right now. And on top of that, maybe just like briefly talk about what resources are available at this stage of your pregnancy, because things start to pick up and you start to engage more in like birth advice and early days advice and stuff like that. So I am going to talk about that briefly, because I am going to do a separate video all about resources specifically in the UK and Kent that you can access to help you learn and understand about birth more. So I'm not going to go into too much detail, but I'm going to talk about what we experienced this week and anything that's been really helpful. We also finished our decking, which is amazing, and I'm also going to be doing a vlog just about the decking. So I just wanted to quickly show you from this view, because I'm upstairs and you can see it really well. So I'm just going to flip the camera around. Look how good that looks. It's a bit wet because it rained last night, but look how good that is. Let me see if I can zoom out compared to what it used to be. It just makes our garden look so much better and like bigger, so much bigger. We also put up our cot last night. So this is the cot. We've been given it by one of our friends. So we've managed to finally do that. And we don't really need it up. It's not urgent, but it does have everything I wanted from a cot, including a drawer, which I'm so pleased about. Push that back in and it just makes everything a little bit more real. Look at this cute little area for my nappy changing area. And then I've also got a few books and then cuddly toys, which have been, this one was handmade, this one was gifted to us and I love them. So I think the next thing is we're going to change the curtains because I hate them. But yeah. So whilst I wait for my last wash, because I'm just squeezing in a wash before I go to the gym. There we go, it's all done. I am just about to go to the gym and I'm then going to come back and basically tidy up, get ready, do all of that, and then basically go to see my family for the Easter weekend. So trying to get as much done as possible before, because we don't really have time on Monday either to tidy up or clean or do anything, and we hate coming back to a messy house. So that's one side of things, but also bless me, my nesting thing is like really kicked in. So like I woke up at like 6:30, which is unheard of today, just to get stuff done, just naturally, even though my alarm was set for 7:30, which is very frustrating. But I just think it is part of your like pregnancy thing, like your body is just preparing you for early mornings, and broken sleep and all of that. So which I have every night. No, it's okay. Thank you though. It's Easter Sunday and Biggie and I are waiting for Sam to go to the loo. We're on a dog walk. So just a little update as to what we've been up to. So we've managed to get to my parents yesterday, go to church, and then just came home. I've been so tired, so I didn't even manage to stick around for the whole Easter Mass. But then we managed to come home, eat some food, and then we've been awake all day basically just helping mum prep for Easter Sunday. So cutting like root veg, so peeling the carrots, parsnips and potatoes ready for later. We'll have a late Easter lunch, and then we will go home basically after that, depending on timings and stuff. But I'm hungry now. We're on a dog walk and the sun is out, so it's a nice day. And then I think I'm probably gonna go home and have a bath because I'm a dirty girl. Dirty girl. Whoa, that was amazing. We're on the hunt for Rennies or Gaviscon. We've been to Aldi and B&M and they're both shut. So we're going to try our luck in a newsagent's and see if they've got it, but I'm not very hopeful. My heartburn from pregnancy has been incredibly bad in the last 48 hours. Like, I can't manage it, even like drinking warm drinks, drinking milk, everything. I'm trying everything possible to not use medication, but I now need it. It's been 2 days. I've got to have something. Expected no luck in the newsagents, so our next option is a petrol station. So I am starting the day just cleaning the bathroom. I have had a dirty bath for a while now and it's just been bugging me out, but just because it's so hard to clean, it's uncomfortable. But I've managed to get the motivation to do it. So I've deep cleaned the bath and I'm just deep cleaning everywhere else. And then we've also got the cleaner on coming on Friday, just as a top up because I have my sisters coming around for the weekend. So I just need somebody to kind of do a whole thing. I look really crusty here, but I've just got pseudocreme on there because I've got like a bacterial infection on my corner of my mouth. Something that happens with pregnancy. It's really annoying. I look disgusting, but it's real life. So we've just been to the Kentish Hare. We got a 3-course set menu type thingy. It was really lovely. It was, I would say the dessert was amazing. I would say the main and starter were okay. And then we've just managed to get into Lidl before it shuts to grab some bits. We're just stocking up on things so we don't have to go shopping as much in the next few months. So just being really aware of not wanting to go shopping, tired, all of that. But also just not knowing when the baby's going to come and when we're going to need things like toothpaste or body wash. So we've just got a few things like that, nothing really fresh except for some fruits. And now we are going home. Sam's going to cut the grass and I'm just going to sit and watch him. How does that sound, Sam?
Right, yeah.
Sounds good. How's your bank holiday Monday been?
Fine, thank you.
Why is your shoulder so high up?
Because of the armrest. There's no other way for you to do it.
So that was our lovely Easter weekend, and now I'm going to just talk all about how I'm doing so far, a little bit of a pregnancy update. I've got my notes here, so I'm going to start off by talking about the 3rd trimester so far and mainly the symptoms that I'm just experiencing, because although it's not nearly as bad as the 1st trimester, it has been a little bit tough. Like, some days have been hard. So the first thing that I want to kind of discuss and to share is the fact that my feet are so sore. They are, I cannot describe how constantly sore they are. They just feel so big and swollen. They don't look too bad. They do look swollen, don't get me wrong. Like, my husband's always like, you got fat feet, and I'm like, I know, they hurt. My feet are telling me that they are so swollen that
basically there's just such restricted movement in them. And when I stand and stuff, they burn. So that's one thing that not everybody experiences, but I have. My tiredness is getting worse again. So like my first trimester, I'm getting really tired. Yesterday I had such a bad day in terms of fatigue. I had no energy to walk the dog, no energy to even unload the dishwasher or do anything like that. And then I've got just general body aches, like if I'm sat or not doing anything for a long time. Then I do find that my body just really, really hurts. And do you know what it feels like? It feels like when you've done a really hard workout and the day after and you just sat around doing nothing, trying to make my hair look presentable. And yeah, so that's it pretty much. But another thing that I think worries a lot of people is lack of baby movement. Now, there are days that you feel the baby a lot more than others, but I do think that the baby movement changes. Like you go through this period where the movement is so much and so powerful, and now at the moment, like consistently, I just feel grazes along the belly, like constant movement, but it's not nearly as powerful and noticeable as it once was. Obviously your big belly is bigger, the baby is bigger, so as a result of that, the baby has basically less space to move around in, and I do think that impacts your ability to feel movement. And they do say that the baby starts to slow down as well, slow down with the movement. So just things to watch out for, because I think people do worry you when they're like, how are the movements, or what the movements like. Like not all people will constantly feel them just because the baby is getting bigger and it's harder for the baby to move. So that's something I've really noticed recently. And then the last thing that I wanted to quickly discuss was feeling insecure. I have really loved my pregnancy body for the last 3 months. And now I'm getting really, really big, and I'm really worried about, how do I put this, about getting really, really big, and then when I have the baby, not being able to get fit again, having excess skin. That's something I'm really worried about, so I'm feeling pretty insecure about that. I also feel wider, like around my waist and stuff, and your belly just looks very different now when you get to this. I'm 35, 36 weeks, so my belly is starting to change shape and look just like a beach ball. Things don't fit me anymore, all of that. So it does play on your mind. I obviously love my baby, and I understand that this is something that happens when you're pregnant, but I think because I've enjoyed my bump for so long, now that it is changing, I'm a little bit more aware of the fact that once I've had the baby, my body might not be what I like. It might not be as, in my opinion, as nice as what I like it to look like. So there are just a few insecurities I've had recently, which are a little bit unexpected, I'd say. It's not something that I expected to worry about as much as I have. And then nesting is also kind of like a side effect of this stage, but it is real. When people were telling me like nesting, I was like, what are you talking about? But oh my gosh, I've been obsessed with cleaning for the last, month, to the point where I'm cleaning when I don't need to clean, and I'm so exhausted from it because I'm trying to get the house clean, I'm trying to get Sam organised, doing things around the house, I'm creating lists of things to do. I finally feel like we've got things under control. We do have to stick up some things on the wall, like we've just got some wedding photos, so we're going to put them in the baby's room. We are also going to change our old vacuum cleaner over to another one, and we hook that onto the wall, so we need to redo that. I've got a guitar because I'm learning the guitar, so I just like hooking the guitar holder onto, or stand or holder, whatever you call it, onto the wall. So it's just things like that left, but I do feel like I wish I'd vlogged my nesting phase so much, because it would be amazing to look at how much I've achieved in such a short amount of time, just because you're purely super motivated. And then finally, it's things that things I think I want to recommend, because last week we went to a breastfeeding workshop and a early days workshop at the hospital. So if you live in the UK, everything's free. The NHS, basically, our local trust, it might be different depending on your trust, but our local trust provides 2 free classes or workshops or sessions or whatever you want to call them, and one is focused on early days and the other one is focused on breastfeeding. And we kind of didn't want to go because, one, they were at 6 p.m. till 8, so we're tired, but also parking is expensive, so there were just loads of things. And because we've done so much learning, we were like, what more could there be to learn? But we learned so much, and I would 100% recommend checking in, because there are people within this area that didn't even know that that was accessible to them. So just checking that you're getting the right advice from your midwife. Sometimes you have to ask the midwife directly, sometimes they're just really good at telling you and letting you know in advance. The early days one was really good because we haven't done any early days work, kind of like workshops or learning practices or anything like that, and it basically was teaching us about everything to look out for, how to keep the baby safe, what to expect pretty much in the first kind of 3 days, and that was really, really useful. And then the second one was breastfeeding, which is something that I am personally quite worried about because I really would like to breastfeed, and although I've done a small part of like a breastfeeding tutorial at our Happy Parent Happy Baby group, this just reiterated all of that, and that was really nice to have another opportunity to learn about breastfeeding and practice breastfeeding. So yeah, I would definitely 100% look into those free resources. The second thing is free tools and resources that you can gain access to, because there's so much out there. If you live in the UK and you need help with something, there is a lot of support. I'm just getting my booklets out, but I've got lots of things here. So there's the Baby Friendly Initiative, which is a UNICEF initiative, and this is just like a little booklet, but you can look on their website and they'll give you so much information. So this is the booklet that you get. It has things like meeting your baby for the first time and like telling you all about things that you need to know about in the early days. It also myth busts and also tells you about like what is a myth versus reality. This specific booklet, there are videos on there, and yeah, like motivational things, but that's a really good place to start if you're not really sure what you're doing, and specifically if you just want to find out how you can look after your baby better in the early days. The next one is obviously the NHS website. There are so many resources, whether it's looking into whooping cough, different opportunities. So this is a whooping cough flyer, but you can look on the website. I will send you a link. You've also got other various support services via the NHS website, so just have a look at that. You've also got, depending on your local area and your local council, more tailored support. So I come under Kent and Medway, and we have the local maternity and neonatal system. So we've been given this booklet, but it also has links to websites. It also gives you more resource information inside the booklet, so QR codes. I'll just have a little I'll show you a productive page. Things to expect. This is a really good page. So like things to expect along your pregnancy. All the writing is back to front, but you can kind of get the gist of it. You've also got other things. So yeah, you can see like there's QR codes on all of these pages, and it will send you to online resources. So I'm sure if you don't have access to a booklet, you can find it online. And because we come under Kent and Medway, we have lots of resources. We are a really good area for pregnancy support. There is the Kent Family Hub, so this is for mental health resources. If you need help with your mental health, being pregnant or beyond, if you are suffering with your mental health, you can ask your midwife to refer you, and then they will get in contact with you directly. And then you've also got two other things which I want to talk about in more detail in another video, but you've got the Baby Sling Library, and that is a resource where you can basically try on baby slings, like baby carriers, and rent them and then buy them if you want to buy them, but you don't have to. So it's a really good way of trying out baby slings. And then you've also got I think it's Baby Umbrella, where there's so many resources, so many tools. I'm going to put up a little screenshot here for you to have a little look, because I think that is going to be really helpful. We've been told about the Baby Umbrella by so many different people, so many different groups, and it's been recommended, so I'm definitely going to be using that personally, whether it's trying to find out what a breast pump I should be using to other kind of sort of support systems. And that's pretty much it. But I wanted to quickly show you something that we got from our breastfeeding clinic that we went to, and just to give you an example of what we learned. So like baby feeding cues, a really, really good example of what we were taught. This is for baby wearing, so we talked about that during the early day session, and breastfeeding, nappies, what we need to look out for when it comes to poo and wee, and different colours in nappies. And then we've also got the 9 stages of the time after birth and what that looks like, which is really helpful, and I didn't know about this until then, so 100% look into that. And then finally, they've given us a list of resources for breastfeeding classes and useful websites. So they've got the UNICEF one, which I mentioned, Kent Baby Matters, Baby Umbrella. Now these are all very tailored to Kent, so depends on where you are. La Leche League, which is national, NCT, which is national, ABM national, BFN national. There's loads of other things, Best Beginnings and the Baby Buddy app, so have a look at that. We Are Beside You, and Basis Sleep Information. So if you go to basisonline.org.uk, or if you just type in any of these things, they will help you and they will come up, and it should be quite straightforward. But if you do have any questions, you can always put that in the comments and I can get back to you with more specific resources. But they are things that have been passed on to me, which I thought would be really beneficial just in case you're missing out on any information. But that's pretty much it. So a little bit of an Easter vlog, a little bit of a pregnancy update.